Okay, hello everybody. Welcome to Attitudes with Andy. Today we have my favorite person in the whole wide world. We have my Granny Jill, who is 93 years young. And today we wanted to get her on the podcast because we want to ask you life advice, Granny, because you have a lot of wisdom to share. Are you ready?
Yes, absolutely.
Absolutely. Okay, so the first question I have for you, the first topic I want to talk about is relationships, because you and Grandpa Tom had a beautiful one. So what are important traits for your future partner to have a long and happy marriage?
A sense of humour, perception, and kindness. That's enough.
That's perfect, Granny. And how long do you think you should be with somebody before you marry them?
I don't know that at all. I can't say. Because you can know you're going to marry them even if you don't for some years.
Did you know you were going to marry Grandpa Tom?
I certainly did. As 2 days after I met him.
Oh, really? You just knew? Oh, that's melting my heart.
Perhaps I'm exaggerating. A few weeks, perhaps.
That's okay, Granny. Still a few weeks, wow. So how do you know when somebody is the one?
You just do.
You just do.
Just something special about them.
Oh, Granny, I remember you said the most beautiful thing. I asked you this years ago, maybe 7 years ago.
Likely.
And I asked you, how do you know that you can spend the rest of your life with somebody? And you said, well, it's not about asking whether you can spend the rest of your life with them. It's asking whether you could live the rest of your life without them. And if the answer's no, then they're the one.
Oh, that's interesting. Can I really say that?
You did.
Good heavens.
I thought that was great advice.
Oh, yes.
Oh, yes. Okay, the next topic we have is friendship. So you have some beautiful friends. And I think in your 20s, I don't know if you had this, Granny, but I think in your 20s you can meet a lot of people and be friends with them, but then you might not be friends with them a few years later because you might move or you might just be a bit different. So what type of friendships have stayed for you? What type of people?
I think I should have had more warning for these questions.
No, that's okay, Granny.
Hard to say offhand.
Yeah.
Well, someone on the same wavelength, more or less.
Mm.
And somebody you feel comfortable with.
Mm.
And even if you agree to differ, you still get on with them. Because in the end, you have a laugh over it.
I like that. Did you find that your friendships changed a bit when you were younger?
Not a lot.
Not a lot.
No.
Okay, and what do you do if you don't want to be friends with somebody anymore? If you decide actually this person might not be a good suit for friendship.
I mean, you just don't see them. That's that.
Okay, so ghost them.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, not so they realise.
Yeah, I like that.
Yes. Well, I mean, I've never had that occasion because you can always tolerate somebody for a short time if you have to.
But just don't make an effort with them.
Oh, no.
No, okay. So we don't need a friendship breakup with them.
Oh, no.
No. Okay.
I'd never do that. I'd never get over it. I never have rows or break up friendships with anybody. I can't think I ever did.
No. I couldn't imagine you doing that, Granny. Okay, next topic, we're talking about family. Granny's the heart of the family. You're the queen. So what was it like having kids so young? Were you 23?
25.
25.
When I had dairy.
When you had dairy. Was that young in your age or not really?
No, I think it was about average.
Okay.
It was the happiest day of my life. up to then, I think. It was a joy.
So you loved it. Yeah. Okay. And what is it like being a mum? Is it hard? They say it's the hardest job in the world.
Well, I think it is, but you never have a minute or a thought to yourself. Most of the time you don't anyway. There's always somebody wanting or needing something. But that's part of it till they grow up, and they still do.
They do, don't they? What's it like when everybody leaves the nest?
Well, it's all gradual, so you more or less take it in your stride. And they always come back. In fact, they come back a lot.
She can't get rid of them. And what is it like being a granny?
Oh, lovely. But I don't like being left in charge of babies anymore. I'm too old. Well, I don't mind if they're immobile, but once they can toddle, I couldn't do it.
But you like being a granny to your...
Oh, yes, like being a granny.
Especially your favourite granddaughter.
I do not have a favourite granddaughter.
I know, Granny. You keep saying that.
No, I haven't, honestly.
Nah, I'm joking.
Children or grandchildren. Or great-grandchildren. Well, I've only had one of those. Anyway.
Yeah, a great granny. Very impressive. Okay, next topic might be a little bit random, but we're talking about fulfillment and happiness. So the word success gets thrown around a lot these days. What does success mean to you?
Well, I quite honestly never think I've been successful, particularly in anything, because I wasn't a career lady. I raised a family and looked after the home and made sure everybody was happy, and was very happy myself. So I suppose that was a success.
That's a huge success.
Oh, right.
I think you're very successful.
Oh, thank you, Rand.
Yeah, when I was at the wedding the other day and all of us cousins and aunties and uncles were around, I thought of you and I thought, wow, Granny created this family.
Oh, I say, thank you.
Oh, thank you. It's a big, beautiful family. Okay. Do you think people should focus on working for money or working in something they love? Or both?
Oh, both, definitely, if they can.
Yeah.
Don't get stuck in a job you hate just for the money. Well, not for long anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, if it's a stepping stone to where they want to be, it's okay.
Yes.
But yeah, I agree, Granny. Completely agree. Okay. Do you think buying objects like clothes or new kitchen appliances or handbags, etc., brings you happiness?
Well, it entirely depends on the sort of person. If you put your happiness into everything material, I think it's ridiculous. I can't understand anybody getting that much happiness from a handbag or something. I mean, I know when you're young you buy all these things and think it's marvellous, but in the long run, what do they mean? Not a lot.
Yeah, I like that answer. So would you say happiness is in your relationships and friendships?
Yes, absolutely. Happiness is in yourself and how you treat other people.
That's so beautiful, Granny. You're a walking wisdom. Okay, does money buy happiness?
No, definitely not. But it jolly well helps, I suppose.
Gives you options, doesn't it?
Yes.
Yeah, but it doesn't buy happiness.
Oh, not at all.
Okay. And what makes you feel the most happy?
I think seeing everybody else happy and settled.
As in family and friends?
Yeah, yes, family and friends.
Yeah.
Well, wish the whole world was better, but that's too much to hope for.
So we'll start with our family and friends and then
Yes.
go from there. That's such a nice answer. And do you remember a time in your life when you felt the most joyful? Or a time? Doesn't have to be the most joyful.
I don't really. There were so many times. I can't think of one particular one. I mean, the family, the home, holidays, Ireland. I couldn't pin it down, Randa.
Couldn't pin it down. She's had a joyful life.
Well, as I have, really.
Yeah.
Except that Grandpa Tom went off 31 years ago?
Mm.
Oh, he didn't go off, poor man, he died. Otherwise it sounds as if he ran off.
No, you wouldn't do that, Granny. What is your secret to living a long and joyful life?
Goodness knows. I had no choice in the matter.
Fair enough.
I'm still here, and apart from being rather wobbly, I'm still happy, in spite of not having Grandpa Tom about. Because I have all the family quite near, which is lovely. So I have plenty of people to help me if I get in a muddle in any respect. So that's a great comfort. I mean, we don't want all this, but Tom's been marvellous. Anything to do with my hearing aids or the telly or the Bertha, anything at all that needs doing, Tom would do it for me.
Yeah, it's
which
so
is
good.
marvellous.
Yeah. How do you deal with losing friends over the years? Because some of your good friends have passed away. How do you manage that?
Well, I have no option, have I? I just feel jolly sad and think I'll be probably the next.
No, Granny, you're going to live forever.
I doubt it. I don't want to, Randa, to be a nice old duck.
Fair enough. And if you could talk to your 23-year-old self, what would you say to her?
To be more thoughtful and considerate of others at 23.
Yeah, we were speaking about that the other day, weren't we?
Yes, we were.
Yeah. I need to take that on board. Do you have any regrets in your life?
Yes, one hell of a one, but I'm not going into that.
Yeah, no, we don't need to. 2 more questions. First of all, lots of people in their 20s these days are in a rush to make it in life, to be successful, to have it all. And sometimes we forget to enjoy where we are and what we're doing. What do you think of that? And did you ever experience it?
I don't think so. I think sit back, if you can, and just take stock and think if you're doing the right thing, or should you be quite so, what's the word, obsessive about making money. I know you've got to make it, but it doesn't rule out everything, does it?
No.
Look about you and see the beauty around you in the world. Mind you, it's all very well if you live in the back streets of Birmingham. You can't say things like that, can you?
Yeah.
Unless they can go into the country and have a look round. I hope some of this isn't on. It'll upset some people who live in the back streets of Birmingham.
No, there's no Birmingham listeners, I don't think. Okay, my last question for you, Glanny, is what advice do you have for young people in their 20s who might feel a little bit lost or unsure of how their future will pan out?
Try and have confidence in yourself and take it steady.
Don't rush it.
That's all I can think of, because if you're tearing about trying to keep up with the Joneses, you probably won't be able to, and then you'll get other people will make fun of you if you do the wrong thing or something like that. You just take it steady and try and have a bit of self-confidence, but it's not easy if you haven't got any. And people criticise you and that sort of thing. How would you? Oh, Randy, you can't put all this in.
Oh, Granny, you've done amazing. Thank you so much for doing this. I really appreciate it. So if you guys enjoyed it, please feel free to share it around to somebody who you think might appreciate it. You can follow, like, subscribe, and leave a review. And that's Granny out. Well done, Granny.
Oh, thank you, Randa. Hope I haven't upset anybody.
No, I don't think so. I think you've given great advice. Bye, Granny. Mwah.